Hi Shilpa ji, how are you?
I'm good, Mahendran. How about you?
Good, good, doing well. How's your biking going on?
Biking is going on pretty well. I'm not doing much long rides as of now, but
Okay.
yeah, a little bit here and there is going on.
Okay. So I would request you tell something about yourself and what you do to my viewers.
Uh, so my name is Shilpa Balakrishnan. I am a resident of Mumbai. I was working with the corporates for quite a few years, and now I am into starting my own business of adventure touring.
Mhm.
So I organize tours for my customers. It's more like customized tours, and I also train people to ride motorcycles.
Oh,
And I go on my own tours whenever it's possible.
you go in groups or you go alone?
I prefer going alone,
Okay, solo.
solo. Yes.
Okay. So how did you get into this?
I would say it's destiny. It was not something that I planned for, or I never thought I would even ride a motorcycle.
Okay.
But it just happened that one day, like my friend, he said, "Chalo, get onto the bike and start riding." That's how it all happened.
Oh, really? When did you
Yeah.
first ride a bike?
So it was from my home to my office, the daily commute.
Oh, sure. When was it? When did
You
you
know, the
start
Mumbai traffic.
using your bike?
Um, so I learned to ride in 2003. I mean, the
Okay.
end of 2003.
Mhm.
Got myself a permanent license in 2004, and yeah, post that I started riding, commuting. I would say first I started with my daily commute, and
Okay.
then I started going on longer rides.
Okay. You're working somewhere. Heard you.
I was
Okay.
not now.
Okay. So why did you leave your job, a regular job, and get into this? What made you do that?
I love to travel. My passion is to travel as much as possible, visit unexplored places, or less explored places, I would say, and promote India's tourism because there's so much to see in India. And with a job, that wasn't possible actually.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's why I quit.
So you're into adventurous tourism.
Yeah, it's adventure tourism.
So which are the main places that you normally take your clients?
It all depends on where they want to really go. But most of the motorcyclists, their first goal or dream is to go to Ladakh. So I take people to Ladakh. I have taken people to Spiti. I have also taken them to Run of Kutch, Statue of Unity, uh, which are smaller places.
Uh-huh.
I mean, which are closer places from Mumbai,
Mhm.
and few other places also around the country.
The whole stretch from here to Ladakh on the bike. Did you take
Yes.
them on the
So
bikes?
Mumbai, Ladakh, Mumbai.
Okay.
Yes, I took them on their bikes.
How many days does it take?
So if you're a person who can endure long rides, then we can reach Ladakh in about 6 days.
Mhm.
And if I mean, of course, the weather has to be clear. You should not encounter any landslides or roadblocks, things like that when you reach the mountain. Then it's about 6 to 7 days. On an average, I think, I mean, a comfortable ride from here to Ladakh is about 7 days.
7 days.
Yes.
7 days. Okay. And 7 days for return.
Uh, no, it's 5.5 to 6 days for return because we are already, when we reach Manali, we have finished the circuit.
Okay. Oh, great.
So we spend about 7 or 8 days in Ladakh visiting places over there.
Mhm.
and then come down from there to Manali. So I generally take people from Srinagar,
Okay.
I'm via Srinagar and come
Mhm.
down via Manali.
Okay. So that you think that's the best route to go?
Yes, that's the best route to go because it's a gradual climb from Srinagar,
Okay.
and you don't encounter too many high altitude passes. Whereas from Manali, it's a drastic climb, and your body really doesn't adjust to the altitude, and you get a lot of altitude sickness because of that.
Okay. But the weather conditions are very hostile, I believe, for Ladakh and all. How do you manage to find a right window to go there?
So it's not hostile. It is the weather that it is over there. The Due to the high altitude, the oxygen level is less. Yes,
Uh,
because and Ladakh is more of a desert region, so you have extreme climates over there. The best season to go is between June to September.
okay, the weather is good.
So that's when the meltdown happens. Yeah, weather is good. It's summertime over there,
Mhm.
and the snow is melting, so you can actually see the colorful mountains instead of just seeing snow.
Okay.
You can see the colorful mountains over there, which is very very beautiful.
How many times have you been to Ladakh?
Um, about 8 or 9 times.
Oh, so you went in group or any of it was solo?
So I've done about 4 group rides there,
Mhm.
where I took people from here, and the remaining 4 or 5 times I've been there alone.
Okay. So with your experience, what do you suggest people who want to go there? What do they have to prepare and how they should plan themselves?
Um, so it's quite a exhaustive list. First, but the first thing that you need to understand is when you're going to such a place, you have to self-discipline yourself. You can't think. So a lot of people, what they do is uh, they go there and start eating Maggie,
Okay.
which doesn't digest in that environment. Digest easily because of it's a high altitude. Your body needs carbohydrates, but then it cannot take masala in your body, because there's nothing that is going to help you digest that masala or
Mhm.
the oil that you might take. Secondly, people do not pay good attention to their body, in spite of, I think a lot of tour operators also who take people around, they do warn them that you may get headache, you may not feel like eating, you may not, you may have upset stomach, and these are, you may have breathlessness, uh, heavy headedness, uh, these are, or irritability in your nature, these are symptoms of altitude sickness, and these happen because majorly because of lack of oxygen. And you may feel giddy also, you may feel your head is pressured, you know like
Yeah.
when you go trekking in the mountains, even in Maharashtra, your ear gets blocked, it gets stuffed, and then
Okay.
when you blow your nose, it opens up. So something like that happens over there also. So these are symptoms of altitude sickness. It's not definitely severe, but
Okay.
these are symptoms. At this point in time, you need to inform the tour operator or the person who's leading you that you're having some symptoms, and also listen to what the tour operator says, or the signboards or the instructions that are already given on the LAHDC uh, website. There are all guidelines on how you should be prepared, how you should prepare yourself,
Mhm.
how you should not panic, how you should not do strenuous exercise, like climbing the steps like two at a time, or in a row you'll climb 10 to 15 steps, or you will run around, jump. These are not things that you need to do when you're there, because the people living there can do it because they are born there. Their
Right.
body is already used. We are not used. Our lungs are not as strong as theirs, and our body is not uh, acclimatized to such a level that we can do these activities. It is strenuous. You will not be
Mhm.
even able to walk well over there. Sometimes it happens. You feel like you can walk for a kilometer, but then that 1 kilometer stretch of walking becomes very strenuous. Climbing 5 steps becomes strenuous because your lungs need that oxygen. It is not there. And also a lot of people panic when they don't get something, and that also adds to the health issues. So yeah, keep yourself hydrated, keep sipping water or drinking whatever juice is available, or maybe tea. Eat local food, don't eat too much of spicy or you know fried items over there. um, Eat carbohydrates, like you can eat corn. Corn is not available much over there, but then you get rice. So eat rice, eat potatoes. Yeah, local food is what is the best.
Okay. Mhm. So how do you handle all these issues when you're in a group? Because you take the group, so you're the responsible person for that. So how do you handle such issues? Because
uh
all these places are very remote.
it's remote, but then now it is not so remote. There are people everywhere. I mean, the
Uh-huh.
locals have set up their own businesses around many of those places. But
Mhm.
yes, it is still remote, because those I
In
mean,
terms
the
of medical
villagers, they
support.
set up places at the space. You have army everywhere. They provide medical support, they provide first aid.
Mhm.
um, and they keep there are always these signboards, and I also always keep reiterating to the people who are with me that
Mhm.
you need to do this, do these things, you need to do that. Whatever I have given them the instructions, I keep telling that all the time. And yeah, but sometimes people don't listen, like always. uh, वो तो बोलती रहेगी, हमको जो करना है हम करेंगे. So these things happen. So at that time, I have to keep a close eye on their actions. I have to keep a close eye on their behavior, to see if there is something wrong, or if there is something weird in the way they are looking, or their skin color, their lips
Yes.
getting darker. These are symptoms of lack of oxygen to your head. Your lips become darker, or your skin may get white, uh, uh, a pale color, not white, pale color. So these are certain symptoms that I keep a tab on, or if they are panting too much, or if they are not eating properly, all these things. So it is, you can never say what exactly can happen to a person, or what kind of symptoms they may show uh, of altitude sickness. So these are certain things that I keep a tab of, and then advise them, or coax them to eat or drink whatever little or more. Sometimes I have to be strict and tell them you cannot do these things. It's not allowed. So people go smoke, drink, and all that, which is not meant for that altitude, because as it is, your lungs are not receiving enough oxygen, and you go and drink, your body becomes all the more lame. So you won't understand what's happening with your body. So these are certain things which I tell them to avoid, and see to it that it is avoided.
But was there any time where you had to send these tourists back?
No, never.
The name is
I've
there.
always brought them back. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always taken them and brought them back successfully without any
Yeah.
incidents. There were times when we were stuck and all that, but then, yeah, no health issues, no major health issues, or never went into a point where we got, I mean, we couldn't get help, or we went into a dire situation or something like that. Never.
Never. Good, good. That's nice. So how was your first
Yeah.
experience when you went there on the bike? You must be
So the
having
first
some
time
kinds
I
of
went,
memories.
oh yes, well, every time I go, there are some memories created there. The first time I went, we are people who live in the at sea level,
Okay.
and the mountains are, uh, they are huge.
Yeah,
They don't have an end.
yeah,
Uh,
the many kilometers up
I
away from sea level,
Yes,
below the sea level, in fact.
yes, yes, yes. So the first time when we entered into the mountains as such. I mean, I previously had been to Jammu and all that, but then never encountered only mountains around me, just mountains. So at one point, I would see, okay, there is a mountain over there. It looks so beautiful, and the next, within the next 15-20 minutes, I'm on that mountain, climbing that mountain, and then crossing over to another one. So over a time, well, like we reached Leh almost in the evening, and by the time I was also riding with a pillion. So he said, okay, let me ride. So I said, all right, you ride. So when I sat behind him and just closed my eyes, I was literally hallucinating over there, and I felt like I'm falling into a deep gorge, and
Imagine.
everything around me is spinning. All the mountains are spinning around me, and I'm falling deep down somewhere. uh, and when I held him so tightly, and he is like, oh, what are you doing? I said, and I opened my eyes and I said, okay, nothing, nothing. I was just scared. So that riding in that mountains created that hallucination for me, or it put a very deep impression into my mind.
Oh.
That was my first experience.
Mhm. So why did it happen like that? Everything was spinning around you.
I think because the whole day we were riding. So we started from Sonamarg, and we were riding the whole day until we reached Leh.
Okay.
And this was in 2013. So the roads were also not very good at that time. The Zozila Pass, which is now wide enough, was just a narrow strip where even if a
Mhm.
car passed by, you won't have a place to put your two-wheeler at the
Okay.
side.
Mhm.
And if you take a fall, you're just down like a toy. No, I saw a truck which had fallen down, which was like this small.
Yes.
So you can imagine so many things were running in my mind, and um, the roads were super bad, and the stretch that we got very good was, I think, after Nimmo, when we were reaching Leh. That's when the roads were good enough to ride at a good speed.
Okay.
So till that time, going through all those difficult roads and all that made it
Mhm.
very. I think that set in like a trauma for me. Maybe that's why I was
That was working on your
hallucinating
mind.
with that.
It was going on
Yeah,
in your mind, I suppose. Yeah.
yeah.
Which are the bikes that you go with?
So there are people who have done it on a Splendor. There are people who have done it on super bikes. You can use the bike that you're
I think
comfortable
mostly
with.
most of them use Bullet, Royal Enfield.
Like I said, people have done it on a Splendor. As long as you can handle your bike, and your bike doesn't have a problem when it is climbing those altitudes,
Mhm.
it shouldn't be a problem.
Wow, that's amazing. Even Splendor can do it. Right?
Yes, yes.
Splender's 100 cc
When
bike.
I was doing, yeah, so when I was doing my solo trip, pan India solo trip, I met a guy who was on his Splendor, and I met him at Tandi, which is after, I mean, when we are going down towards Manali.
Okay.
So I met him there. He was standing there on his with his bike, and I asked him, "Where are you coming from?" And he said he was on a tour himself,
Mhm.
and this is the bike that he chose because he was comfortable with it.
Okay, great. Okay. So any advice you have for people who want to start this biking and want to go to Ladakh and all on bike?
See, for people who want to learn motorcycling, first I have trained quite a few people, At the end of the day, what I see is, although they are very enthusiastic to learn it, they don't really buy a bike and start riding. They don't, I don't know, somewhere probably they lose their um, passion to learn, or to ride or travel, or
Mhm.
maybe they are not motivated enough, or maybe their family is not allowing them to go ahead with their dreams or whatever. So first of all, I mean, learning to ride a motorcycle, I would say, is learn it well. Learn the technicalities of riding a motorcycle. uh, do not uh, uh, throw caution in the air and start riding without a helmet, or riding rashly in the traffic or on the road or anywhere.
Mhm.
Like I said in the beginning, self discipline is very much necessary, and if you don't have that, you cannot do anything positive in life. You need to
Right.
have self discipline. With regards to going on long tours, I would say, make yourself uh, strong enough, mentally and physically.
Physical, both.
Uh,
Yes.
Physically, in the sense, you need to at least be able to pick up your bike, or pick up your bike in the sense, you need to endure those rides. So if I go for a 100-kilometer ride, I may have a back pain, or I may my butt may ache, or there are times when your legs ache, or it just wobbles so much when you get off the bike. After riding for some distance, your hand may shiver because you have been riding at a constant speed. So wear proper gloves, wear proper shoes, wear your gears, and start riding. So build on your endurance. If you want to go on long rides, you have to build on your endurance. So start riding 100 to 200 kilometers. Maybe in the weekend you can go for a 200 kilometer ride. Like you go one way 100 kilometers, come back 100 kilometers. So that's how you start building on your. You can know how much your body can take, and then push it ahead slowly.
Slowly and gradually.
Maybe next time you're going for a 150, or maybe you're going for a weekend ride, or maybe 800-kilometer ride over 2 days or 3 days. See how you can build on your endurance.
Mhm.
Also, now there are a lot of places where they are training you for off-roading experience,
Mhm.
which even I am starting to do from October. I will be conducting workshops where people can join and learn how to ride on rough patches, or on gravel or sand.
And
How to uh,
off-road conditions.
how to pick their vehicles, yeah, in off-road conditions. If their vehicle falls, how to pick it up, how to maintain a mental stability when something happens to you. What are the things that you need to take care of when you take a fall? So a lot of things. So these are
Right.
certain aspects that will be covered in the workshop. So you can also, people who want to who are really interested in such things can take a small workshop of these things. So they get the basic hands-on on facing situations.
Oh, nice one.
And never jump into something just because someone is telling you to do it, or just because someone is telling you, "अरे कुछ नहीं होता है यार, चल बिंदास." Know your capacity. I'm not saying don't go. Yes, there are times when we are too held up, and we need that extra push when someone comes and tells you, "अरे चल ना, कुछ नहीं होता है, चल बिंदास, हम लोग है तेरे साथ." Okay, it's good, but know your skills. Know how uh, well you are to handle situations or handle your ride, including your machine and yourself.
Oh,
So
nice.
your machine's condition should be good, and your condition should also be good, both mentally and physically. Only then attempt something that you want to do. And even and mainly, what I would say is, if you're not able to do something, accept the failure. There's nothing wrong.
True.
It's not like it's the end of the world. If you cannot complete, so you went from here to maybe Punjab, or you reached Chandigarh, or you reached even Jammu or Kashmir for that matter, and then you felt, "Oh, this is too difficult for me, I can't go ahead with this." So it doesn't matter. You can come back and always go next time. Ladakh
Oh,
is not
very true.
running away
Yeah.
anywhere, or
There's always another day.
None of the places are going in. Yes. So there is no point in pushing yourself too hard to go there.
Right.
Okay. There may be people who may say, "अरे तू डरपोक है, अरे तेरे से नहीं होता है, या तेरे से नहीं होगा," and all the, all the egos will be hurt, and people will try pulling you down. So don't get agitated or don't get demotivated by these things. If something doesn't happen, okay, maybe it wasn't destined to happen at that point in time.
Right, very true.
Always take a next step, sit back, come back, see where you went wrong, or what is it that pushed you back, or what is it that you need to, rather than, so once you understand what pushed you back, then you need to work on, okay, what is it that I need to do so that I don't get pushed back again, or I don't take a step back. What is it that I need to put in myself that I can push myself beyond that boundary? Then
Right.
it works. And I've done that many times, and it works. It definitely
Yeah, it
works.
does work. You have to
Yeah.
find what is and start again. Push yourself
Yeah.
where you stopped.
Absolutely.
That was a
Yes.
wonderful
So
piece of advice and information for my viewers. So anything
yeah,
else
but
you
I
wish to
remember
add?
so one thing my mom always used to tell me, I mean, once the first time I met with an accident, on my motorcycle, this was in 2006, and I had a very bad injury on my knee. There was a whole lot of tissue damage out there, and the side of my knee was had turned completely black, and I couldn't walk. Doctor said like 1 month of rest, and even after that, it was very hard for me to even walk for the next about, I think, 2 to 3 months. I couldn't walk well. My leg used to swell. I couldn't keep it down, and I mean, a lot of things. So I didn't climb back on my bike for, I think, nearly 4 or 5 months.
Mhm.
So, and people were like, at that time there weren't many ladies who were riding
Yeah.
motorcycles in Mumbai. So they were all trying to discourage me, and they used to tell my mom, what is she trying to prove? What is she trying to do? Just tell her to stop riding. What if she breaks her leg? Who is she going to get married to? Who will marry her? All those things, everything that anyone can say. So my mom only told them one thing, that um, do you people not get up once you fall? As a child, if a child falls, does that child not get up and start walking again?
Yes.
If you fall right now, don't you get up and walk? Why should I tell her not to go get back onto the bike? It's her wish. If she wants to get back, she will get back. I will not stop her. I will never tell her to stop doing anything just because she failed on it. Yeah, so like my mom said, we should never give up on if we fail to do something. Let us do it well and keep trying to aim at that perfection. So we are much better off uh, when we do something. Don't give up. That's the thing.
Thank you, Shilpa ji. That was wonderful and very informative to my viewers. And it was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking to you.
Likewise,
Yes.
thanks for having me on board and giving me this opportunity to talk about myself and also about my journey. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Please do like, subscribe, and watch.